Hey you guys, so I am back with a quick video. This may possibly be the intro to one of my videos on savings. So I just kind of wanted to pop in here and just show you the magnitude of really just saving your money. I know that we are kind of in a place in the world right now where I'm not gonna say things are scarce, but I would definitely just say the fact of everything is not guaranteed at this point. And I just kind of wanted to kind of give you some encouragement to save as best as you can. I know sometimes we are in a generation of spend, 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 show off, show off, show off. But I will definitely say that, in a investment part of savings and an investment part of investing in yourself, I will say, and this may be another part to another video that I may explain more in depth, but I will say this: it is better to invest in yourself than just invest in materialistic things. And the reason why I say that is because materialistic things, yes, you can buy it, but it also depreciates. I know some people may say, well, I bought this and it was this expensive item. It could be a car, it could be a purse, it could be shoes. But things like that start to depreciate. So I just kind of want to give you some encouragement really quick. Just what I have been doing. This has kind of been over a couple of years now. That I have kind of been saving my ones. So I did a video, it's been a while back. I did a video on the $1 savings challenge, but this is just kind of a result of that. And I didn't go full in depth in that video, but I kind of want to just show you kind of how in depth I've gotten to the point of now. I know that it's been a couple years, but I am finally now about to deposit this money into my savings account. And I just kind of want to show you the power of just even being able to save your ones. So what I did is I basically saved all of these ones. They are all in stacks of 50 ones. So I just took $51 bills and basically just stacked them in sets of 50, and I just clipped them off. And what I did is I literally now have, if I can back this up a little bit, I have 10 stacks of 50. So I have $550 right here just in ones. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So this is 550. And I will say this, I'm not trying to gloat, I'm not trying to brag. I just want everyone to invest in themselves. And when I say invest in yourselves, I don't mean you have to have a whole bunch of money. I don't mean that you have to really have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. You don't have to have that. I just want to show you that savings, even by literally $1 bills over a matter of a couple months, a couple years, every time that you break a 20 or a 5, or even a 10, either any of the big bills that you break, you can go and actually take your ones and put them in a bucket or put them in a jar, or even you can even challenge your kids. I mean, kids nowadays need to know the power of savings and saving up for their future. I know that sometimes, I didn't understand as a kid or being younger, I didn't understand the power of saving. But now that, we're in a part of our world now where you just don't know what in the world's going to happen, or you don't understand maybe what you may need to buy one day, or you may need an emergency fund, or you may need something that costs $500 and you may not have $500 maybe in your savings account or maybe in your checking account. Well, if you save this money and your ones, you have $500. Or like I said, I didn't save this overnight. This did not come at a price of me just having these ones in a matter of a couple weeks. It took me a little bit of time to save this. Now, it just depends on how eager you are to save as much money as you are, or that you can. So I just kind of wanted to give you some encouragement. Hey, so in the last clip, I was just explaining my savings progress, how far I've came, where I came from to where I am now. And I did actually just go and deposit that money yesterday into my savings account. Now, that is not the only money that I have also saved. I've saved money from other places too. So that wasn't just one way of me saving money, but I just really wanted to come and explain face to face just some things that I've had to realize over the past year and maybe 2 years of just kind of why it's important to save. I will say this. I'm 27 now. I started not even a job, I started my career at 19 years old. If anyone doesn't know, I've been in aviation for the past 7.5 years, almost going on 8 years in January, this coming January coming up. And, I will say this, I had my parents, I had coworkers, who would kind of tell me little bits and pieces of save your money. I was 19 at the time when I started. I had just graduated from high school, and went straight into this career. I had graduated in May of 2013, and then in January of 2014, I had already started my career. And I've been there ever since. I have made good money. I've made amazing money. And there's no reason to gloat. Like, please don't think that I'm gloating or I'm trying to make a big deal out of, me telling you what I'm telling you. I'm just trying to explain also this. When you're young, if you don't have a good, strong foundation in your finances, you can, I'm going to be honest, you can blow some money that you shouldn't be blowing. And, I'm not going to say it caught up to me, but I'm going to say it caught up to me mentally, because there are some things that in my life, at a young age, 19, 20, 21, 22, I was always, like you heard it in the last clip, I was always buying materialistic things. And that's the reason why I was saying materialistic things depreciate. You're not going to be able, you may buy it. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with buying clothes. There's nothing wrong with buying clothes. But what I will say is buy accordingly. Don't buy, for a fantasy self. Don't buy extra things just because you think you're going to get around to it. And if you kind of go back into some of my previous videos that I've made, that is kind of some of the things that I explained to you why I have so fewer things now. Now, am I quote unquote the perfect minimalist? No, not at all. I am still trying to rid my life of an excessive amount of things that I bought that I didn't have to buy. I'm still mentally trying to get rid of things mentally. I think sometimes you kind of have to mentally get rid of things sometimes before you physically get rid of it. And I think, like I will say this, I will go more in depth in different videos. I'm not going to go full in depth now because this is more on the money aspect and how to save. But one thing I will say is one thing I think everyone needs to do is go for where you are right now. Don't go for a fantasy self, and don't go for what you think is going to be something that you're going to need. If you don't need it today and it's not a today type of thing, or if you can't borrow it from someone, don't buy it. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to spend a lot of money on a lot of things that you may only use once or twice. And I'm only using myself as an example as far as clothes, because clothes was that thing for me that I bought all the time. Every single paycheck, I'm not kidding, pretty much every single paycheck I was buying some sort of clothing. And I will be honest, about 100% of that stuff that I bought, I have donated, I've given away, I've given to coworkers, I've given to friends, my mom, or I've just donated pretty much all of it, because over the past couple of years, I just have not used it. And that's the reason why I say buy for where you are, use for where you are in your life. Do not do not over exceed the amount of money that you have literally coming in. I will say this, and I might make another video on this as well, is what I had to do personally for myself and be brutally honest with myself is I took a pen and a piece of paper. Sometimes you visually have to be able to see things. For me, that's just what it is for me. I visually have to be able to see things and write everything down. So what I did is I took a pen and a piece of paper and I wrote out what I get paid, what my base pay is bi-weekly, because I get paid every 2 weeks. So I took that base amount, and now this is not without overtime. This is just 80 hours flat, like a flat rate pay of $80. What is that amount that you get every 2 weeks? If you get paid every week, what is that amount? If you get paid every 2 weeks, what is that amount? So what I did is I basically took that amount, I put it at the very top of the page, and I basically went through and wrote out what my bills are. So I have whatever bills you have, write that out bill by bill. Now, I will say this. If you know that there is something that you are not using, cut it out. And I'll explain that right now. So I used to have cable in my house. I spent, I think, the cheapest amount for Wi-Fi and basic cable. And when I say basic cable, I mean like 5 channels, literally 5 channels. And basic Wi-Fi cost somewhere between $80 to $90 a month. Now, I was the only one paying this. I do have someone else who lives with me, which is my younger brother, but he was not paying anything towards it. The bill was in my name and I was the only one paying it. So anyways, I cut the whole thing out. So that $90, I was like, okay, I'll have an extra $90 a month. Now, what I also did is I have my phone bill as well. So my phone bill was at a certain amount. So what I did is I went in to my local phone service, cell phone service, and I asked them, hey, what is the best way that I can have unlimited internet and some sort of maybe cable, or, you know, I was like asking them what was like the cheapest price. So I wasn't spending a phone bill and a cable bill combined, which was costing me quite a bit of money. So anyway, long story short, I went in, asked them how to do it. And basically, long story short, I just ended up only basically having unlimited internet on my computer and my phone. And I basically tried to lessen the bill down as less as I could go. So now my bill, really and truly, without me having cable, TV, and my phone, I only have unlimited internet on my computer and my phone, which is so much cheaper than what I was paying with all of that stuff combined. So you kind of have to, I'm not gonna say negotiate, but you have to negotiate with yourself to figure out, okay, what is important? What is actually important for me to financially get to a place that I want to be? If, say for instance, you want to save an extra $1,000 a month, what is it going to take for me to do that? You need to write it down, not just go, oh, I'm going to not eat out, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm not. No, write it out. If you are a visual person like me, write it out. Put it on a piece of paper. Have a bulletin board so you can write everything out. You know, scratch stuff out. Figure out, okay, well, I know I spend an extra $5 on coffee every day. Do I really need that coffee every single day from Starbucks? Or can I go out and buy a big bag of coffee and make my own coffee at home? Some things I will say are way cheaper to make yourself. Food is another thing, for instance, that I will give you as an example from myself. I used to eat out, I'm not kidding, every day. Pretty much 95% of the time, I was eating out every day. Between $5, $10, $15 a day, that will add up. That money will add up. If you take the past, 6 years or so out of my career, because I just recently this past year really hunkered down on my money, and take 6 years times whatever amount of days I was working. That's a lot of money. I'm going to be honest. It's a lot of money. Food and clothes and excess stuff that I never even used. Cut it out. I mean, literally just cut it out. It's It will save you in the long run. You'll be so much happier. You'll be so much more thankful when you do that. Now, I will say, it's not the easiest thing. I had to learn how to move in a different way of spending money. Don't think that, oh, she just up and did it in one day. No, I did not. I did not. But one thing I will say, I'm not married. I don't have kids. So it's easier for me to do it now in a single state when you have no other responsibilities but yourself and take care of yourself. I would rather do that now than do it when I have kids and a husband and I'm forced to do it. So that's one thing that I could definitely say. Do it while you are able to do it and you can do it. Because if you end up being married and have kids in another year, 2 years, whatever it is, you can maybe even have a kid now. But what is that excess money that you're spending? Whether that be, are you going out and buying wine every Friday? Are you going out and spending money on excess food that you don't have to? Are you spending money on excess clothes? That's another reason why I went so minimal, because I knew, okay, I'm working between 4, 5, and 6 days a week, between 10, 12, and sometimes 14 hours a day I was working. Sometimes even 7 days a week I was working. I didn't have a social life. And when I did have some sort of a social life, it was still back at work. It was still when I did see my friends, I only seen them, I kid you not, I literally just seen one of my best friends, I'm not even kidding, just maybe 2 months ago, and I haven't seen her in a year, like literally physically seen her in a year. You know, she got married, and then my other good friend, she got married as well. She has 3 kids. So there was just other things that, you know, you always think, oh, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that every weekend. And it's just not what it is. So I just wanted to give you this type of encouragement because I think other people need to see this. I think other people need to understand that it's not all biscuits and gravy when it comes down to sometimes saving. Sometimes you have to challenge yourself to want to get where you want to be. Set a goal for yourself. Write that goal down. Put it in big, bold numbers if you have to. Highlight it. You know, mark it off in a calendar every 2 weeks when you get paid, every week when you get paid. Okay, say, okay, well, I'm going to take this amount of money and put it in my savings account. I'm going to invest this money into something better that will not only help me, but help my children one day, help my husband one day. You know, I want to retire early. I am 27 years old. I would love to retire. I'm not even kidding. By either 30 or 32, I don't want to work for a company for the rest of my life. I love the company that I work for, but I don't want to work for a company for the rest of my life until I'm 65, 70, whatever the retirement age is now. I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. Some people don't mind it. That's them. I will say this. From the time I got into this career till now, I also have a 401k. I have invested in my 401k, and that's something else that you might want to look into if you don't have a investment account in some sort of way. Look into maybe a Roth IRA or a 401k to invest your money. I don't have a Roth IRA or a Roth account or an IRA yet, but I definitely am looking into it. So it's just certain little things that I've had to include in my life and understand the little things. When people say the little things add up, I'm telling you, the little things add up. People think, oh, $5 is nothing, but you take $5 $5 every single day for 365 days over a matter of 10 years, that's a lot of money. You will spend quite a bit of money. So I just want to encourage you to save your money. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself as best as you can. Like I said, if you are single, if you are a single person, you have no kids, you have no dependents, nothing. You're just by yourself. You're living your life. Yes, you can still live your life. I don't want anybody thinking, oh, she just has a boring life because she doesn't spend any money. I used to think that as well. I used to think, oh, that must be so boring. You don't spend any money, but you're saving it. One day you'll be able to look back and go, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I saved my money. I'm so glad I challenged myself to just save my $1 bills. You might actually thank yourself one day. So I just want to encourage you to be blessed,
save, save, save. And if anyone wants to hear more about how I did this and why internally I did this, because if I keep going, I'm gonna probably talk for a while. But if you want to hear more about why I got into this and how I got to this point in my life, no, I'm not struggling. No, I have been very, very blessed and very, very fortunate from a young age to be able to do the things that I want to do. But just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. That might be another topic I might talk about as well. Just because you have the money doesn't mean you have to spend it when you have that money. And also, just because you have the money doesn't mean you can afford something. I never understood that when I would hear older people say that. Oh, just because you have the money doesn't mean you can afford it. I didn't understand that. That may be another video I might talk about as well. But I just wanted to give you this little tidbit of advice. Encourage you, because I want other people to understand this, even younger than I am. So I hope this blesses you. I hope that this makes you think a little bit more about your savings. I hope this makes you kind of invest a little bit more into yourself, personally, instead of just materialistically. And I hope that y'all have a blessed day, and I will talk to you later. If you have any questions, like, comment, and subscribe. Leave comments in my comments below, and I will try to get back to you as best as I can. So talk to you later. Bye.